Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we want to talk about tips for hiring skilled resources for your project. So as a project manager, you will have to do a lot of interviewing and preparing for staffing your team when you get a new project. So these are some of the tips that I've used over the years and just still today, right? When I am staffing a team or replacing a resource, or if I lose a resource, things of that nature. So we have 8 tips we want to talk about today. The first one is clearly define the role and skills needed. So make sure your job advertisement, job description that people are looking at is clear and detailed. So write detailed job descriptions with must-haves, and nice-to-have skills. Include both technical and soft skills, communication, time management, specifically expecting outcomes or KPIs for the role. So make sure that detail is included in your job description so resources can be definitely clear on what the expectation is. Number 2, use the right hiring channels. So you definitely want to make sure you work with your company, how they conduct hiring. If you are looking internal, follow their internal processes. But if you're looking external, here's some things to consider. LinkedIn, which is well known. Everybody knows about LinkedIn for professional and verification of experience. So make sure that you use that tool as well to look for your resources. And specialized job boards. So you want to make sure you look at job boards where people may be posting a resume, such as Stack, Overflow, and etc. Internal references. So you want to make sure that when you are looking for resources and you're hiring, that you get references, even within a company. So you often want to talk to like their supervisor, teammates, things like that can provide some insight on that person's quality and their talent. So number 3, screen for more than just resumes. Conduct skill assessments and job-based tasks. Use behavior interviews to gauge attitudes, culture fits, and problem solvings. Check portfolios, case studies, or GitHub for technical roles. So definitely use that tactic as you are interviewing for a resource, and just making sure they have those soft skills. So the next one, number 4, is assess for culture and team fit. So you want to make sure that person will integrate well with other employees, knowing that they have to work together on a daily basis. So include potential team members in the interview. Evaluate how well candidates align with your team's values and work style. Look for those who can collaborate well, especially in cross-functional environments. So you want to make sure that resource is a good team fit for your team. Number 5, don't rush, but be decisive. Don't compromise your skills for availability. So you want to make sure you don't say, hey, I need a resource, I got to get this person, got to get this role staff. You want to make sure you got the right person, because if not, that could backfire on you and you have to replace that person, which will cause definitely an impact to the team. And don't overanalyze either. If a candidate checks most of the boxes and have growth potential, act fast before they're gone. Number 6, offer competitive packages. So when you're hiring externally from your company, you want to make sure that you are listening to the person, especially if you have a candidate that you're interested in, right? So assure your compensation is aligned with the market value. You want to pay people what they are worth. Consider non-monetary perks like remote, flexibility, training, certification support. For short-term projects, clarify milestones, payment structure upfront. So you want to be clear on those points. So number 7, onboarding efficiently. So preparing a solid onboarding plan, tools, documentation, access, assign a buddy or mentor if possible. Set clear expectations and timelines from day one. So what I typically do is reach out to my resources before and just make sure that they have done all of the paperwork, all of the onboarding stuff in preparation for them to start. So when they do start the project, they can hit the ground running. Number 8, continuous evaluation. So use regular check-ins after you've hired the person. You want to make sure they're successful. So use regular check-ins and sprint reviews to monitor performance. Be prepared to coach. And also sometimes you have to be prepared to replace if the resource is not meeting expectations. So definitely pay close attention to newer resources and kind of how they're performing, whether they're performing well. The sooner you know how a person is performing, the better you are as a project manager is mitigating the risk of that person not performing, not delivering, and the impact to the remaining resources on your team that may have to take up the slack from that person not performing. So those are the 8 tips for hiring a good resource for your team, because I always say a project manager isn't successful without a great team. So you got to make sure you have a good team that's doing the work and performing well. So we're going to continue to talk about being a project manager, making 6 figures without a certification. So see you in the next video. Thanks.